What's up, my YouTube family? How y'all doing? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you for coming to see the goddess today. We got a lot to talk about. And for those that are new, thank you to all my new subscribers. I appreciate that because we got something to share. That's why I don't come on every day, because I don't always have something to share with you. And the goal is to enlighten and to encourage those of us on the spiritual journey to the highest aspect of who you are. We're tapping into the inner presence of the divine, which is you manifested in this reality. Did you get what I just said? Let me say it again. We are tapping in to the inner presence of the divine. That is you. We are a divine manifestation of all that is and all that will ever be. So now that you know that, why don't you vote for yourself? Now, let me make something very clear. I'm not trying to get people not to go vote. That's not my aim. I don't care what you do. But if you're spiritually woke, I mean really spiritually woke, you just can't participate with the 3D realities of the sleepers. I hadn't voted in 25 years. I kid you not. I'm not registered to vote in anybody's county. I stopped that foolishness. And for those who want to say, well, the ancestors died. No, they didn't. They didn't die for us to be still doing the same stuff. It's bigger than what you believe. You're still in a limited belief system that's not ever designed to work. So when we awaken, we take ourselves from the systems that's not going to work, and we go back to the natural order of things. The natural order is always divine. We are spiritual beings, a manifestation of the all. Inner presence. This is just the vehicle, the car that we use to do our business while we're here. But never getting it twisted after awakening. What we are, who we are. Divine. Everything we do is lavish. Everything you do will represent the abundance of who you are. Divine in every way. Divine in what you eat. Divine in what you think. Divine in what you do. Divine beings, manifestations of God in the flesh. They're all. We understand that we are the source. We are the substance. We are co-creating our own reality. It has nothing to do with who thinks that they're running the planet. It does not affect us. So if you're woke and you're still going to cast spells, because understand, when you're casting votes for anybody other than yourself, then you are also casting a spell that individual now is over you. And gods don't need presidents. Gods don't need representatives. Gods don't need your checks. We manifest. So if you're woke and you're still confused, we're going to go over the 40-day Abundance plan. Yes. I tapped into it a long time ago. So now I want to help you tap into it. This is a book by John Randolph Price. It's a 40-day plan. But let me tell you something. Let me see if I can get it up here right. If you tap into this for 40 days, move this lightning around. I still can't get it. But anyway, you guys get it. If you tap into it for 40 days, you will be tapping into it for 40 years, for 400 years, for 4,000 years. Because it's the truth. You must know who you are at this time. Because the truth is, where we're from, there is no time. But just for the sake of the 3D, it's highly important that you wake up at this time, y'all. Integrate what you know. If you know that you're divine, you got to integrate that every day until you just meshed into it. Because it's about a frequency. And once you tap into that frequency, nothing is off limits. You move from a limited place. The 3D limits you. All the things that they do in 3D limits you. You go from a limited existence to an unlimited existence. No more worrying about how you're going to pay your bills. You can tap out that system altogether. People wonder how you do it. Because, see, this is an invisible frequency that you can tap into. And the floodgates will open into you. But you got to take the ego self out of it. You're not this. You're not the body. You're the inner presence of the divine, the soul that lives within. That's what you are. That's what you will always be, even if you don't believe it. It don't make it less true. That's who you are. You got to stop believing that you can only be this or only be that. No, there are no limits. Divinity has no limits. There's no such thing to us as the sky is the limit. No. The sky is not the limit. Whoever came up with that must have been deeply in the 3D. The sky is not the limit. There are galaxies. There are stars, moons, suns. That's way past the sky. The clouds. It's a long way to go. It's a lot you can tap into. So vote for yourself. Sit down and ask yourself the question, do you really need somebody? Do you really believe somebody else is more intelligent than you because you didn't get a college degree? Everybody didn't come down here to be that. You're just as important. You're just as intelligent. There is no higher intelligence to tap into until you tap into the higher self. When you tap into the cosmos, when you tap into the heavenly dimensions, where all intelligence is, was, and forever be created there. You can tap into anything. Anything. There is no limit to what you can tap into. What you do with it is what you do with it. But I want you guys to really get this. So for 40 days, actually for 10 days, because there are 10 principles to get you tapped into your abundance. And we're going to start today with the very first principle that simply states that God is lavish. And you got to meditate on these things daily now. Write them down every morning. What I did, I wrote everything down every morning. I journaled every morning. And I really got into what that really meant. God is lavish. Get rid of this limited belief systems that somehow lavish, luxury, immaculate, millions of dollars. Get over this notion that is somehow evil. It's not. It is the manifestation of the divine. That's what you open yourself up to when you tap into this frequency of the inner presence, the source. Money is not the source. Your car is not the source. Your job is not the source. Your status in the community is not the source. Your bank account is not the source. The source and the substance comes from the inner presence of the divine. All is mind. And the mind is forever active, giving you ideas, giving you downloads of intelligence, information that's going to better your life. You don't do this for the ego. You don't do this to gain clout from those in the 3D existence. They're doing their thing for a reason. Somebody got to keep the sleepers asleep. Those of us that wake up, we tend to shy away from the public view. I know I certainly do. That's why I don't do videos every day. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to record the 10 principles one day at a time, and I will upload them. So I'm probably going to continue to record when I get through with this. So you'll have it. I got time to upload, but I don't have time to sit and do it every day because we're so busy creating things. Some things I share, some things I don't, because it's not about that. This is a very sacred life. Some people are put here to do it in a bigger way, and that's all good. It's all good because we need that. We need big ways of doing things to show the possibility of a limitless life, of a life of abundance. So we need it in our face. Some of us do. Sometimes that's the only thing that wakes us up. It is what it is. Take whatever you got to take in order to get there, but you got to be righteous with it. You got to take ego out of it because, like the book said, hey, and I agree with that statement. If you do it for a selfish reason, if you do this 40 days, if you do it to be able to say, hey, look at me, look what I got, you're doing it for the wrong reasons. No, we don't want to do it for that reason. We want the inner presence of source, of the substance that's always present with us. We want that to manifest within and come out. We want to be expansive with this. We want our aura to expand outward. We want to tap into that frequency. We want to be able to help those that need help. We want to be able to teach people how to fish for a lifetime, opposed to just handing out stuff for people who are not interested in getting it. There's nothing wrong with helping people. I love helping people. I help people all the time, and I get joy from that, and it's nothing to brag about. I'm simply saying you got to approach this from a space of purity. You got to tap into the heart space You got to approach this thing from a space of pure joy to get your harmony, to get that balance. You got to approach it from a whole nother level. If you're doing it to impress other people, wrong reason. The wrong reason. This is a journey. One that is beautiful. It's fulfilling. Not just sometimes. It's fulfilling all the time. It's fulfilling even when you're going through a dark night of the moon. It's fulfilling then. Because you know there is light at the end of the tunnel. So, okay, enough of me ranting on. Let's get through this quote because I want y'all to get this. So I'm going to start again and finish it on out. And then you can go meditate on this thing. I'll write it down first. Get your head right. God is lavish. Unfailing abundance. Period. Look at Niagara Falls. Lavish. The Grand Canyon. Lavish. Victoria Falls in Africa. Lavish. Oh, it's so many lavish, wonderful, natural beauty all around us, y'all. It's lavish. It can't be recreated by man. Look at Stonehenge. Lavish. The pyramids in Giza. Lavish. Oh, Hathor's Palace. Lavish. And so many more. Too many to name. But you get my drift. God is lavish, unfailing abundance. And then the divine is an omnipresence, which means it's everywhere. We think we're looking at empty space. No, it's not empty at all. It's filled with divine energy. This is not solid. No. It's a trillion cells condensed to look like it's solid. But the divine energy is running all through it. It's not solid at all. That's why people can walk through walls. All you got to do is match the frequency of the wall. And you can mesh into it. So when you meditate, get comfortable and meditate on this. God is lavish and unfailing abundance and omnipresence, substance of the universe. Substance or frequency. The book says substance, so we'll stick with substance. That's what it is, the inner presence. And it's one more part. Let me look here real quick. God is lavish. Okay. And God is the reality. That's what it is. God is the reality of you. You want to know what God looks like? Go in. It's you all day long. God has recreated himself over and over and over and over. And I shouldn't even say himself because it's not even a he. I'm not going to even get into that. That's another video. God is everything. It's a masculine energy. It's a feminine energy. It's everything. The energy of a tree. The energy of a flower. The energy of a cow. The energy of a horse. The energy of a lion, the tiger. You get it? God is everything. God is everything. God is the reality of you. You are the reality. You are the manifestation in flesh and blood of the divine. So you have to ask yourself a question. If you're all that, then why do you go cast spells against yourself for other people to be over you? Meditate on it. And do what you like to do. I'm just saying. You won't catch me standing in nobody's line, casting no spells on myself, y'all. I do all my spell work here at the house, where I'm in control. You can co-create your life starting now. You can tap into it now. And the second you tap into it, I mean the very second, down to the millisecond, the very millisecond that you tap into it, the floodgates are released. You have tapped into the other side. You have tapped into the lavish, abundant God that's ever so present. The inner you. That's who we are, y'all. So I'll be back again. For sure. For day 2. This is day 1. So that's the quote. God is lavish, abundance, unfailing abundance. God is lavish, unfailing abundance. God is the reality of me, of you. God is all that. And as you sit down or lay down and meditate this, really feel, allow yourself to feel what that really feels like. Let yourself go. Take some deep breaths. Get your entire body totally relaxed. And allow yourself to just merge. Merge into the unfailing abundance. We don't know how to be anything else. When you really tap into the essence of who you are, then you realize you don't know how to do anything else but be abundant. If you go back, before the time you was in the womb, when you were there, waiting for your turn to come in, you only knew abundance. You only knew a lavish existence. You got taught to be poor. They taught you how to be poor. They taught you how to beg. They taught you how to come down here and work for somebody else who's not going to give you an abundance. They told you if you didn't go for 8 years and get a PhD that you couldn't be wealthy. They told you those lies and you believed it. The very fact that the divine thought about you, we're thoughts manifested in the divine's mind, manifested out in the flesh. The very thought of you makes you divine. You are worthy because the divine took time to mold you and shape you and give you everything it has in it. That alone makes you worthy. No PhD required. Unless you want to get it. Don't get me wrong. I'm not against education at all. We need folk to go and get those degrees. We need people that we can halfway trust with information when they put it out there. We need people who are going to give us a reference point to go, hey, I got it from this book. I got it from there. We need that. So I admire that. We need people to write this stuff down in books. We need it. It's so we use it as stepping stones to elevate ourselves. So meditate on this one principle today. And I promise you, if you dedicate yourself, if you commit to this, if you commit to doing this quote every single morning, I say start in the morning when you get up. I don't get up at 5 o'clock every morning. Most mornings I do, but sometimes I don't because I don't register with time anymore. Once you come out of 3D, time is irrelevant. You know, time is really irrelevant to me. Everything is always happening now. So we do it now. So whenever you get up, you want to go into this mantra of God is lavish, unfailing abundance. God is the substance of the universe. God is reality. God is the reality of me. God has manifested the inner presence in me. You want to go into these mantras and get the book. The Abundance Book, John Randolph Price. Get the book. Use it. But if you do this, I promise you, you will tap into something so powerful. It's powerful, y'all. So, let's get started. Let's tap into this now. Get this abundance going. Because the way they're taking us, y'all, we all going to need some abundance to get through this. We want to get through it. But we can rise above it. We can go to another frequency to rise above it. It won't affect us. So it's time to get up, wake up, and get the work done. You got to do your work. So until next time, y'all, I bid you peace, love, and blessings and abundance from above. I bid you a harmony with your meditations. It's the meditations where you're going to tap into and get your answers. Everything is always on the inside. So I bid you inner peace, inner contact with the one that lives within the body. That is the master. So I wish you peace and abundance and happiness with this 40-day abundance. You're going to tap into it. Leave your comments below. If you like these videos, share it with somebody. Subscribe today. We're going to be back tomorrow to teach the second day. So stay tuned. It's going to be kind of interesting, y'all. And y'all, see you next time. This is Pathina, Blues Goddess Spirituality, y'all, the singing goddess. And I'll be back again with some more encouraging words to help us all on our spiritual path, our journey. See you later. Bye.